boy shared lunch with starving biker. What 80 Hells Angels did was magical. In the quiet, often judgmental town of Oakhaven, fear was a currency many spent freely. It was especially reserved for the men in leather vests who rode roaring machines down Main Street. To most, they were shadows of danger, symbols of chaos. But to 12-year-old Evan, they were just people. And on a crisp Tuesday afternoon, that simple perspective would change the soul of an entire community. Evan was walking home from school, his backpack heavy with books and his stomach rumbling with hunger. He clutched a brown paper bag containing his mother's famous turkey sandwich and a shiny red apple. As he approached the dusty bus stop on the edge of town, he saw him. A man sat slumped on the bench, wearing a worn-out leather vest adorned with patches that made passers-by cross the street to avoid him. The man's face was weathered, hidden beneath a scruffy beard, and his eyes were closed in exhaustion. But what caught Evan's attention wasn't the intimidating Hells Angels rocker on the man's back. It was the way the man's hand trembled slightly, clutching an empty stomach. While adults hurried past, whispering warnings to their children to stay away, Evan stopped. He didn't see a criminal. He saw a human being who was hungry. Without hesitation, the boy walked up to the bench. "Excuse me, sir." Evan's voice was small but clear. The biker opened one eye, startled. He expected anger, or perhaps a call to the police. Instead, he saw a pair of innocent, kind eyes. "My mom made too much lunch today," Evan lied smoothly, a white lie born of pure compassion. "Would you like half? It's turkey and cheese." The biker stared at the offered sandwich, then at the boy. A lump formed in his throat. In a world that had shown him nothing but cold shoulders and narrowed eyes for decades, this child offered warmth. He took the sandwich with trembling hands. "Thank you, son," he rasped, his voice thick with emotion. "You have no idea what this means." Evan smiled, waved, and continued on his way, leaving the biker alone with his thoughts and a full stomach. But the story didn't end there. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, the biker, whose name was Marcus, pulled out an outdated flip phone. His fingers moved slowly over the keys as he typed a message to his brotherhood. "Met an angel in Oakhaven today, a kid named Evan. Showed me more kindness than I've seen in 20 years. We need to show him what family looks like." The next morning, the sky above Oakhaven turned gray, not from clouds, but from dust. A low rumble began in the distance, growing into a thunderous roar that shook the windows of the local diner. People rushed to the streets, fear gripping their hearts. Was it an invasion? Was the town under attack? Then they appeared. 80 Hells Angels bikers rolled into town in perfect formation. The sound was deafening, a symphony of chrome and horsepower. Cars pulled over, pedestrians froze. But as the bikes slowed, something miraculous happened. There was no chaos, there was no aggression. With military precision, 80 massive motorcycles parked in orderly rows near the very bus stop where Evan had shared his lunch. Silence fell over the crowd as the riders dismounted. They removed their helmets, revealing faces that were tough but surprisingly gentle. They weren't looking for trouble, they were looking for a boy. When Evan arrived, guided by his worried mother, the sea of bikers parted. Marcus stepped forward, tears glistening in his eyes. He knelt so he could look Evan in the face. Behind him, 2 other bikers wheeled out a brand-new, gleaming bicycle, customized with streamers and a basket full of supplies. "Evan," Marcus said, his voice carrying across the silent street. "Yesterday, you fed a stranger when no one else would. You saw a brother where others saw a monster. Today, my brothers and I want to thank you." The presentation that followed brought the entire town to tears. The bikers presented Evan with the bicycle, explaining that no child should have to walk when they could ride with pride. Then, the chapter president handed Evan's mother a large envelope. Inside was a donation substantial enough to fund free school lunches for every child in the district for the entire year. But the greatest gift was yet to come. Marcus pinned a special custom-made patch onto Evan's jacket. It bore the wings of the angels, but in the center it read, "Honorary Family." "You are one of us now, little brother," Marcus declared. "You taught us that kindness is the strongest force on earth." The impact of that day rippled through Oakhaven like wildfire. The wall of fear between the townspeople and the motorcycle club crumbled instantly. Neighbors who had once crossed the street now waved to the riders. The local news picked up the story, spreading the message far beyond the town limits. Evan didn't stop there. Inspired by the magnification of his small act, he started a daily habit of sharing his snack with anyone he saw in need, proving that compassion is contagious. The 80 bikers didn't bring destruction, they brought a lesson. They showed the world that behind the leather and the steel lies a heart capable of immense love, waiting only for a spark of kindness to ignite it. Evan's half sandwich didn't just fill a stomach, it healed a community. So remember this, never underestimate the power of a small act. You never know who is watching or how far the ripple will go. If you believe in the power of kindness and second chances, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us spread hope to millions of hearts around the globe. Tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? Let's see how far this story of hope can travel together. Thanks for watching.